They say every town has a house like this one. The one the kids dare each other to touch. The one where neighborhood legends are born and whispered in hushed tones at sleepovers. But the Blackwood house on Sycamore Lane, it was different. Its legend wasn't just a story. It was a warning. And it started with a single, chilling photograph from 1958. The photo shows the Miller family beaming on their new lawn, a perfect slice of American suburbia. David and Sarah Miller with their two kids, Emily and Jacob. But if you look closer, at the top right window of the house behind them, there's a face. A pale, gaunt face with hollow eyes staring directly at the camera. Nobody knew who it was. The Millers didn't have any other family with them that day. It was just a stranger in their house, watching. They lived there for 6 months. Then, one October night, they vanished. No note, no struggle, just an empty house with dinner still warm on the table. That photograph was the only thing left on the mantelpiece. Now, let's fast forward to the 1970s. The house sat empty for over a decade. Its paint peeling, its yard a jungle of weeds. A group of teenagers high on bravado and cheap beer decided to make the Blackwood house the main event of their Halloween night. 4 of them went in. Mark, the jock, Lisa, his girlfriend, Kevin, the skeptic, and Chloe, who was obsessed with the supernatural. They brought a flashlight and a cassette recorder, hoping to catch some spooky sounds. Inside, the air was thick and cold, smelling of dust and something else. Something metallic and sweet, like old pennies. They explored the downstairs, laughing and trying to scare each other. The furniture was still there, draped in white sheets like silent ghosts. It was when they went upstairs that things turned. The cassette recorder, which had been silent, suddenly clicked on by itself. They heard a faint sound, like a child humming a nursery rhyme, but backward. It was coming from the end of the hall, from the master bedroom. The same room where the face in the window had appeared. Kevin, trying to act brave, pushed the door open. The room was empty except for a single rocking chair in the corner, gently swaying back and forth. As they stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind them, plunging them into darkness. Their only flashlight flickered and died. Panic set in. They fumbled for the doorknob, but it wouldn't turn. Then, from the rocking chair, a voice whispered, so close it felt like it was breathing on their necks. It said, "You shouldn't have come." What happened next is a blur of screams and terror, pieced together from Chloe's hysterical account afterward. She was the only one who made it out. The police found her the next morning wandering down Sycamore Lane, her hair streaked with gray. Unable to say anything other than the face in the window, the other 3 were never seen again. The cassette tape was found on the front lawn, but when police played it, it was just static. The house fell silent again, but its reputation grew darker. No one dared go near it. The town tried to forget. But a house like that doesn't let you forget. In the late 90s, the internet was just becoming a household thing. A young paranormal investigation team, Ghost Trackers USA, saw the story of the Blackwood house on an early online forum and decided it would be their big break. They were armed with state-of-the-art equipment for the time, EMF meters, thermal cameras, and digital audio recorders. The team of 3 Alex, the leader, Ben, the tech guy, and Maya, the psychic medium, mentored the house on a moonless night, live streaming their investigation to a small online audience. At first it was quiet. Their meters were dead. Their cameras showed nothing but dust motes. Maya said she felt a deep, oppressive sadness, but nothing actively hostile. They decided to set up their base camp in the living room. As they were unpacking, a child's toy block fell from the top of the staircase, landing right in the middle of their circle. On it was the letter J. Jacob, the Miller boy. Then all hell broke loose. Every piece of equipment went haywire. The EMF meters screamed redlining. The temperature dropped 20 degrees in seconds. On their thermal camera, a small child-sized cold spot appeared at the top of the stairs. Then another, bigger one right behind it. Maya began to sob, saying, "He's not alone. It's holding him. It won't let him go." On the live stream, viewers started typing in a panic. They could see a tall, shadowy figure standing behind the team, a figure none of them could see in the room itself. Alex turned, following the chat's frantic messages, and saw nothing. But when he turned back to the camera, his face was pale with terror. The live stream suddenly cut out. The last image broadcast was Alex's wide, terrified eyes, reflecting a gaunt, pale face with hollow sockets, just like the one in the 1958 photograph. The team, and all their expensive gear, were gone by morning. For 2 decades, the house was left to rot. The town council voted to demolish it, but every company they hired had freak accidents. Equipment would fail, workers would get sick. It was as if the house refused to die. Then came the final chapter, just a few years ago. A wealthy, eccentric real estate developer named Mr. Sterling bought the property. He didn't believe in ghosts. He believed in money. He planned to tear down the house and build luxury condos. He held a press conference on the lawn, mocking the local legends. He began the demolition himself, taking a sledgehammer to the front porch as a symbolic gesture for the news cameras. On the 3rd swing, the hammer slipped, flew out of his hands, and struck the cameraman. It was a bizarre, tragic accident, but Sterling was undeterred. The next day, he brought in a full crew. As the wrecking ball made its first impact on the side of the house, a sound echoed from within. It wasn't the groan of splintering wood. It was a human scream, a chorus of screams, a blend of men, women, and children, all crying out in agony. The workers dropped their tools and fled. Sterling, furious, went inside alone, vowing to prove it was all a trick. He never came out. The police searched the house, but it was empty. However, they did find something new. In the upstairs bedroom where it all began, there was a collection of old photographs on the floor. One of the Miller family, one of the 4 teenagers from the 70s, taken before they went inside. A promotional shot of the Ghost Trackers USA team, and a recent press photo of Mr. Sterling, and in the window of the house behind each and every one of them, a pale, gaunt face could be seen, watching, waiting. The house is still standing today on Sycamore Lane, silent and patient. It knows that someone new will always come along. Someone who doesn't believe. Someone who thinks it's just a story. But the Blackwood house is more than a story. It's a tomb. And it's always hungry. So what do you think? Is the Blackwood house a portal to somewhere else? Is it a malevolent entity that feeds on life? Or is it something we can't even begin to comprehend? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the darkness, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next chilling tale. Thanks for watching. Sleep well.